is staying up on the lower hill, fighting a little bit of scouting, a little bit of awareness. Neither team is really has any ECM mix, so any kind of open position, any open ground is going to be seen, and all that cover from the trees, the canopy, you'll be able to shoot through there. And I would say usually the team up top has the advantage because they're more likely to get the angles for those shots, and it's easier just to shoot those boxes when they show up on radar. Mrog has now gone over to the hill to support this move. He's kind of a little bit of a distraction, but honestly it's not going to help them that much to provide that. The team is now pushing, they're pushing that far right border like I was mentioning. And how's Black Spike's going to play this? Is Black Spike's going to sit back? Are they going to try to do as much range damage as possible? Because it's not like they really got to be that concerned about 9thSTS jumping up top here to hit their range mechs. Instead, they're going to have to go up any kind of stairs. I mean, actually, so he's got a range here with the Hunchback 2C. There's no SRMs in this part. This is the large pulse. They're definitely trying to play a range game. Man, this is going to be really interesting once we actually get to the fight, because 9thSTS it's a really short range brawl, whereas Black Spike is playing this range and they're getting some damage, but it's not a lot here. So if they can get just a little bit closer, get up these stairs and hit down that Timberwolf, jump on his back, they can go full. They can go full at him. They do not have to hold back against this fight because they are going to all be short range versus large pulse, and it will go in their favor in the early parts of the fight if they can do this. Because yeah, the Sundialer are on Xander, and Xander is getting hit already down to 85%. They got to go for this 9thSTS. There is no holding back now, and Black Spikes has to hope that their large pulse, their spread formation, using those high points is going to give them their own advantage. But they got that thing down to 59%, that Timberwolf. However, Crymoa is down 68%. And Arab and Doyle in their mediums are also down in the 80%. Not bad, but now it's time to go. It's time to go. You got to go. Got to go on the right side. Probably now. Leave that Timberwolf for later. Maybe Stimrog will finish him off, but everybody else has to push. No reason to be taking large pulse damage here. No reason to be taking any more damage than you need to. You just got to start pushing this fight. Got to get in here. Come on, Ninth. Come on. You got to get on the spot. Okay, so they're going to go after Proton Black Knight. Very good, because they're going to get him all alone here. Instantly zapped. Now the question is, who's their next target? Let's zoom into these trees. How are they going to push this position? Because they have a lot to work around, but they do have an obvious target with Initializer and that Hunchback. And now they already have 2 mechs down. But one for 9thSTS, 4 down now for Black Spikes. Hugely going in favor of 9thSTS. Only 3 mechs are remaining. Let's see what the fresh Elysium could do in his Shadowcat. Oh, ER large and a medium laser. That's interesting to go that. They were really hoping to get a lot of damage range, and it just did not happen here. So there's only 2 mechs remaining for Black Spikes. Elysium crying out. He's trying to get away from this fight, but 9thSTS is in hot pursuit. They have 1 mech they're about to get down. Looks like Stim's just trying to play a little cool and not get overheated, but this other Timberwolf Large Pulse Scouts is going to go down in about 1 shot here. Bam! Oh, shut down. And the Oxide, see, you guys, the SRMs, so much DPS potential from 9thSTS, and that is all it is taking to get this huge advantage. Unfortunately, Black Spike's position did not hold up. Unfortunately for them. Now the Shadowcat's up top. There's no reason for him to try to survive. I don't think he can. Nice jump though, but he took some severe damage there, and he's just going to try to perhaps get 1 kill. But honestly, with a couple of ER large beam laser, no, this is the end. And Black Spikes falls in drop number 2, and 9thSTS taking a 2-0 lead. I think that is surprising many, but it didn't surprise MDM0 because he predicted 9thSTS to actually win this match. So with 9thSTS leading, they only need 1 more drop win to take the match win. However, with MRBC, what really matters is how many points you get. Well played by 9thSTS. Teams take note, you know. That's a type of fight you expect to see, a type of fight you scrim. It's what 9thSTS planned against, and it's what Black Spikes honestly planned against. They knew they thought they'd win based on their position against that style of a fight. So I'm getting some frame drop, huh? Alright, I'll work on that. Again, I was doing some testing earlier, but it definitely needs more testing until I get these settings just right. So as I was mentioning, I mean, teams are playing that. They prepared for that and everything, and it's just interesting to see who actually wins when it comes down to match time. Because both teams were concerned. There's no doubt about it. Black Spike taking a range deck, they were definitely concerned about whether or not that would hold up. It have to be. Whereas, as I was mentioning, 9thSTS, as soon as they saw the range, they had to make a choice. Are they going to try to push that? Do they think they can win? And in this case, they thought they could win. Alright, I'm going to assume my frame drop is because I was trying to record at the same time. So I'm going to do a little bit different in the future. We get the replay showing here in a second. All right, so Black Spikes, drop number 2. They're going to Turn Wolf and a Black. Sorry about that. That was unfortunately the settings didn't stick for that for me. But now you're watching the replay. Which, let's put that right over. Put it right there. So we're watching the replay now on the second drop for Ian Bog, which did go in favor of 9thSTS. And at this point, you are seeing 9thSTS is going up on this hill. And as I was mentioning, you know, this is when he kind of pokes out, gets, oh, that's not supposed to happen. Pokes out, takes a little bit of damage, but Black Spice, yeah, okay, so there's some weird issue. Getting really high CPU usage here. I am sorry. Something I'm going to have to fix. Black Spikes. Jeez, this is really... Sorry. Stupid things. Let's try this one more time. No, it's still not letting me. I have this app, whiteboard app, supposed to allow me to draw. And it was working before, but for some reason, not working right now. Let's see if I can fix that. There we go. So, as I was mentioning to you, Black Spikes, they have this hill, and what they're hoping here is that they can get any kind of angle shots here. Sorry for the different colors. Darker blue is what we're talking about now. Lighter blue is from earlier on the cast. And they're hoping to get these angles. They're hoping to do the types of damage. But, unfortunately, they really didn't get that much chance. They only had that first mech down. As you see, he's 84% here in the Stormcrow. That's really the only severely damaged, I mean, any kind of early damage that they were able to get here before 9thSTS decided to change their position. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the chat right now. If the stream died, I hope it came back up. It looks like it did, but that's really kind of strange. I'm guessing that there was just some lag out or something going on there. Hopefully the next drop's better. Well, anyhow, at this point, we see 9thSTS is pushing around that corner. As I was mentioning, now at this point, how much can Black Spikes actually get down there? They have a Shadowcat up here. They have a Hunchback here, large pulse. But these mechs are all kind of moving around. They're not quite in this fight. Just a little bit of damage there. And Proton's on the bottom down there. He's getting some damage, but there's so much in the way. So much cover to try to get through. And you're still only at 84%. Everything else is minimal damage. 96, 94, 99, 96. Nothing really being done. I mean, honestly, that's negligible damage. And now you got this Timberwolf who's up here. He's starting to think he's got to get away, but at this point, these mechs are only about 200 and 300 meters outside it. We got Stormcode, Jenner, Hunchback all going up there. So much short-range damage. There's really nothing he could do. At that point, there's really, I mean, honestly, he had to be farther back if he was going to hope to survive. Maybe being up on like this hill or something like that, because they weren't doing enough damage. There wasn't, they didn't have the time to shoot that stuff down. So maybe the Timberwolf being in a position that they couldn't just jump up and get on him might have been a little bit better of a choice. Something to consider in the future. But as you see, they finally were able to made that determination. It was taking a while, though. I thought it was a little bit too long there to push around, to actually jump on that. But finally, it's like they found Proton sitting there in the Black Knight, and they were able to take him down. Then you had Initializer here. I'm not sure exactly how Katipuk died. I didn't quite see that kill because he was sitting farther back than the other Hunchback. Skate Knock came in and he was just dropping down. And at this point, I mean, it's over, right? You lost 2 mechs, a Hunchback and Timberwolf, so it's decent. And there is a lot of damage mechs for 9thSTS. It's not like they're fresh by any means. At a certain point in this fight, they're able to get a lot of damage off, but it was just too much. Too many mechs left for them to deal with, and 260% mechs are still lots of damage worth. They can take down mechs as long as they have their weapons. And as you see, Eben Jag here was still pretty fresh going into the end. So teams are getting in the lobby once again. 9thSTS is there, playing on a few members from Black Spikes, and we'll get started on drop 3, which is going to be on Tourmaline and our first Conquest match. Now, Tourmaline, Conquest, drop 3. That's really interesting because we got one of the bigger maps that's going to be used in MRBC this season for Conquest. No Alpine Peaks. And what we also have is that no light mechs. So these teams are going to be having 3 mediums, a Victor as the hero mech, and 3 heavies. So how those teams use those mediums? Do they use them as cappers? Do they use them as shooters? Are they going to try to brawl push? The team that starts off in Team 2, sits back by the E4 type spot, left side of the arches, has the option of trying to push. I'm very curious if they're going to go for that. Or are perhaps they will just play a slower game. Maybe they'll just go for the ER large game. So we'll be looking at that as soon as we see what mechs these teams are taking. That's going to be the big question. Is Team 2 going to go lasers or brawl? And then what's Team 1 going to do? Are they going to go brawl? Because if Team 1 goes brawl and Team 2 goes lasers, then we're going to have a really interesting match. If both teams are brawl, I mean, we'll probably see a fight around the stage or cathedral, whatever you call it, the area around Theta. And if both teams go range, it can be really interesting to see how those teams try to control the caps. And both teams are now in the lobby. Both teams are very organized. They have their mechs, they have their builds, and so we are getting some quick drops. Always nice to see. Actually my recording didn't have frame drops. That's what's interesting. So I don't know what's going on. Let me figure something out here between next drops. Anyhow, let's get going. I'm gonna Grade some stuff here. All right, so we see a quick draw for Proton, a little bit of lasers, Black Knight, Blackjack 1X, Timberwolves. Just check out the builds. Check out some builds. Large Pole Scout. So we are looking at a range game from Black Spikes with the potential of a push, because they got the Black Knight there. Large Pole Scouts has the potential to push. 9thSTS is already pushed up, though. They are playing a very aggressive game. It looks like they're playing a very aggressive game once again. If they are going to be the brawl team tonight, it seems like, because they are pushing all the way past the left side of the hoop here. They are on Theta. Now, how is Black Spikes going to play this? Are they going to try to sit back? You see some AC5s coming from that Dragon Slayer, but what's going to happen next here? Are they going to just push up stage? Actually, Black Spikes is rotating out a little bit right. It looks like Black Spikes is going to try to play them like face up, which is going to be very strange if this happens, because they are kind of in a row for these SRM mechs when they get in here, and that's what's happening now. Morita already down to 82%. They do get some early damage on one of those Stormcrow pilots. He is down. They get the first kill. This is very good. That's exactly what they needed to do, but now it is both teams down within one mech here. But Initializer, they finally get on him to Timberwolf. They're going to have several mechs here. They're going to be able to get on. Then they'll just jump a few hundred meters over to that Dragon Slayer and Timberwolf. But they got to get the mechs down quick. If they don't get these mechs down quick, then the push is useless. And it is actually, damage-wise, I mean, Black Spikes is pretty good. What they need to do, though, is try to stretch these players out, move it around as much as possible. But they got to get Initializer down here. Now they got to move on to the next Timberwolf at 68%. But kills-wise, it's definitely going in favor of STS. The question is, how long can they keep this push going, and how much damage can they take? They gotta, like I said, they gotta remove these mechs from the playing field, and they do that with the Dragon Slayer. They are now in the quick draw. They got 4 mechs pushing on it. It is, position-wise, definitely in favor of 9thSTS, but it is kills-wise, it's actually in favor of Black Spikes. 82% percentages. Yeah, it's so close, so close, so close. They just got to do the damage. They cannot hold back here. They got to finish these mechs off, and Elysium is heavily damaged, so maybe he will be the next target, then get on that Stormcrow. That Black Knight just has to do as much, but they are taking so much. They're bleeding so hard on this movement. So much damage. Look, but now they're on Slim Shady. They do have that mech, and the Blackjack goes down as Aven takes him down in the back, and only 1 mech remains. For Black Spikes, 61%. It's going to be hard for him to hold on to all this damage coming out there. I don't think he has much left. He's probably heat capped. Not much he can do at this point. Tries to get another shot down on Stimrog, maybe take him down, but he does fall. And this match goes in favor. 9thSTS takes the first 3 drops. They got the overall match lead here. Wow. I'll be honest. Doyle was talked to him a little bit. Farther back, he was a little bit concerned about where their team was going to be at coming into this season, because different players had kind of fluctuated in and out of how much availability they had. But man, they are showing up tonight. This is a very well played match by 9thSTS. They are playing that hyper aggressive strat. Black Spikes trying to play a little more range, but they're this drop was close. It was a really close match with that range versus brawl, but it just couldn't hold on there. Again, well, congrats on 9thSTS. This is a tough thing, though. This is tough as a team, because what are you gonna do? You're Black Spikes right now. It's like you lost 3 brawls in a row. 2 of them you tried to play a range game. So what's next? Do you try to play brawl in the next conquest? You're getting heavier. You're getting a lot heavier on this next drop. So they have to decide right now. They might have to throw out whatever drop decks they're running, switch everything around, and see what they can do to recover.